What's going on, folks? Welcome back to another episode of Tackle Tuesday here on Joe Bob's Best. Thank you all for tuning in. Once again, as always, thank you for liking the videos, thank you for leaving comments, and thank you for subscribing so much. We're at about 350 subscribers, which is awesome. When I started this a little under a year ago, we're approaching that year mark now. I didn't really know what to expect. I kind of just did it and thought it'd be a little bit of fun, but the engagement that you guys give me is awesome. I love seeing your comments and replying and either learning just your opinions about lures, tackle, whatever it might be, or just getting feedback on how I can make these videos better, or of course, new baits to try out. So I love it. So today, guys, anyways, we are talking about the Yamamoto Slinko, all right? And so this bait is one that I haven't fished a whole lot, but when I have put it on, I've caught fish, plain and simple. And the main way that I've been rigging it is with a little circle hook. Again, I'm going to try to get these in focus best I can. A little tiny circle hook, and then Neko rigging it, right? So a nail weight, some kind of Neko weight, or even you could kind of vary that and run it on like a shaky head, or even like a Ned type hook, something like that. Typically, you're not going to be wanting to fish this with that exposed hook, so maybe a weedless Ned, maybe an EWG Ned, whatever. But there's lots of ways to do it. But anyways, this is a 5.5 inch worm, okay? They call it the Slinko, and it is very ribbed, right? There's all these ribs. I'll kind of try to stretch it out there for you, and so you guys can kind of see. It's a huge presence. It's a fat-looking worm, and then it does have this one little midsection where it's got that, it's just solid, right? Just a little bit thicker right here in this one chunk, okay? But it's essentially got this really big, fat presence without being super heavy and without having, you're essentially getting more, a better hookup ratio because of the ribs rather than just it being a big fat worm, right? There's a lot more there for that hook to kind of hide in, but also not as much there for that hook to get through when you're setting the hook, okay? This is a super, super floating bait. If I just threw this in the water right now, it would just sit on top, right? And you can kind of see, I mean, Yamamoto, as everybody knows, the Senko, you guys know I love the Yamatanuki, one of my all-time favorite baits, but they make some really, really cool stuff. And this one is a couple years old now, I think, so it's a newer bait, but it's so, you can just see when I'm doing this, right? When I'm just moving it around, it is so not elastic, just bouncy. It's just very fluid, right? And so when that's in the water, especially when you're Neko rigging that, and that thing is going down, and this tail is just standing up and wavering and just wishing around there in the water. Super, super fun bait to fish. And like I said, I've fished them only a couple times. I got a 5-pack here, or no, they come in a 6-pack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7-pack, 5.5 inches, 7-pack. I think this is like $7, $8. I just got them at Cabela's. But yeah, guys, a super, super fun bait. If you're looking for a kind of a floating style, bigger worm that's not a little Ned, not a little TRD minnow, not something small and finessey, but a little bit bigger of a presence in the water that you can Texas rig. You can just throw it. I mean, I wouldn't throw it weightless, right? But even if you're using a thicker wire gauge hook, like this one here, this is a VMC with a little hook keeper or a bait keeper here towards the top, so it's not just a normal EWG. That might sink it a little bit just because it's a pretty heavy gauge wire hook, but probably not a whole lot. So you'd probably just throw a little nail weight in there or just a tiny little bullet weight on the front, Texas rig that thing, go out there and catch some fish. Go drag it, go let it do its thing, let that thing float around and whoosh around its tail in the water, whatever you want to say, and I guarantee it'll get bites. I had the most luck throwing this on rocky flats in the lake that I fish, my home lake, you could say. There's a couple just flat areas where it's anywhere from 2 to 10 feet of water and just rocks, and those smallmouth absolutely gobble this thing up, guys. So go try it out, the Slinko from Yamamoto. Super excited, actually going down to Arizona for a couple days towards the end of this week. It's January, it's the middle of winter down there. It's cold, it's like 50 degrees. I'm sure the water temp is about the same. In Lake Havasu is where I will be. And have had so little luck there in the years of fishing it, and really only I've caught 3 or 4 fish. So excited to give it another go. It's always been a challenging lake for me, but we'll see. We're going to try to throw some swim baits, obviously bringing the Metros with me, and let's get on some fish. You guys have a great week, and we'll see you next time.